What up, world? It's your boy J Star back again with the Week 2 Thursday night Showdown, man, video, man. We gonna get into this one as we always do. Let me get my notes up and ready for this game, man. It's looking like this should be a really great game. I'm really excited about this one here, man. Last week's Thursday game was hyped up, but it ended up, because of injuries and stuff like that, fell short. I feel like of what we really expected it to, the outcome to be like and everything. But this game here, we only have one injury so far in Gainwell, I believe, and other than that, everybody else is ready to go. I do think though we still got questionable. Let me make sure on this though, because this is a big deal. We need to know if Bradbury is cleared from concussion protocols or did he not clear that concussion protocol, because that's going to be a huge deal. Let's see what's the latest here on this. So, yep, he's out. Wow. And Blankenship. Wow. So, we got a left side cornerback and full safety, free safety, my bad, out this game, man. That's going to be huge. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think it makes the game more exciting. I don't know how much defense will be played because Minnesota's defense was already pretty bad, man. And now, Philly having two big, man, they was already kind of, what I want to say, they didn't look the same, man, in that New England game. That's what I want to say. Like, they didn't look the same. So now, wow, man, New England was able to expose them. Mac Jones was, I believe, almost the second leading quarterback of the whole weekend. I could have swore like second place had Mac Jones in the Millionaire Maker. So yeah, like this is going to be crazy. So we're gonna get into this game, man, like we always do. I'm gonna break it down from both sides, what they like to run, offensive personnel compared, also with defenses and all that things like that. So that way we know how both of these teams plan on probably attacking each other. So I'm going to get into this on the Philly side first. Philly is running 11 personnel, so that's 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. And on the other side, defensively wise, they run a lot of zone, cover 3 and things like that type of scheme. So from their side of things, it's going to be, we're going to definitely, I would say for captain wise, it's going to be AJ, Devontae Smith, and of course Hurts, because his rushing ability and throwing to these two weapons here. Since they play 11 personnel, they're looking to get their wide receivers in the best spots and get some mismatches going on. That's why they run 3 wide receiver sets. Also, I know it does. I mean, they do run a lot, but they do run a lot with Hurts. So when it comes to the flex options here, though, after these 3 options, of course. We're looking at A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. It was kind of weird seeing that Goddard just didn't get any, targets at all. I would at least think he gets some targets at least. He usually at least gets about 5 or 6 or something like that. So I think they get back to kind of, in this type of game, and I believe it's going to be a back and forth game. Multiple opportunities, I believe, because Minnesota tends to not run at all compared to Philly. So should be a lot of opportunities. I don't see Goddard just going out this game again with 0 targets. So yeah, Goddard has to be in there. If they are getting stopped at all, it looks like they are willing to kick a 50-yard kick, with Jake Elliott. He had 18 points last game. So yeah, if it was any resistance at all for them to get stopped, they are willing to take those kicks. So we got to put Jake Elliott in there. Man, it's going to be a hard time for now to take Eagles defense knowing how depleted they are. And they're going against a loaded offense, even better than what they were last season. Like, you had an older Thielen, and now you got, a faster, I feel like, and maybe better route runner, with Addison. He's not even playing in the slot. They actually have KJ Osborne in the slot, which was kind of weird to me. I thought they would move Addison into the slot. But, they put, what I want to say, Jefferson in there anyway, so a lot of the time. But from otherwise on this side, I feel like maybe Swift knows enough of the plays to actually be used a little more and use more in that what I want to say, who is that again, Gainwell's style of play. He definitely can catch, so I know that much for sure. And then you running behind that great of a line, I don't see how you can't break some type of big runs. And they are a run team still, even though they play 11 set is weird. they're 11 set personnel team, but they do run a lot. And I mean, just because of the quarterback they have, I feel like they just play 11 just because they have two great wide receivers, and they actually do want to be able to move them in and out to the slot to help them take advantage of defenses and things like that. Besides that though, defense you can toss in if you want to. Quez Watkins, all right, like I said, they're more of a run team, I feel like, than even going to like a Quez. But this defense is not that good at all for Minnesota, so I can see you going to Watkins. Let me see, make sure on my notes, was there anything I might be missing here? Yeah, you definitely take shots at Watkins. B. Scott, Penny should be elevated for this game. So even taking the shots at, either one of these two running backs, I would probably say Scott probably tends to get in a little bit more than Penny. And that's really about it. I don't see nothing else on this side that I would really want, to go with. So I'm going to keep it moving here to the other side here. So we got the Minnesota Vikings. They played shockingly. They were a team that only kind of played 11 personnel last season, but this season so far we got 11, but we also got 21. So double backs, which is weird to me because I'm like, they're not a run team, and so I think they're doing it to get I would say more time for Cousins to do a drop back and look for. I'm thinking it has to be, since they're only having two receivers in at that time. And it's going to be Jefferson and, of course, Addison is how I feel. I mean, Addison was in on third down, plays a lot, and he was targeted the most, too, on third downs. So that's a good look. So, they definitely are keeping him in with just Jefferson, basically, I guess, in a 21 set. And I guess they're just holding up the blocking for Kirk Cousins, like I said, to be able to drop back, more with this 21 set and look for deep deep routes going to Jefferson or Addison down the field, and maybe even some Hawkinson, especially, I can definitely see that too, because when you're playing 21, you're kind of trying to get in more linebackers, and that way you can take advantage of it with your speed of, receivers wise, or even if you got a great tight end like Hawkinson, you're trying to make them put in more linebackers for the blocking that they think they're going to need because of the run, heavy set that you're in. But besides that, on the other side, Minnesota plays a zone style defense, heavy zone style defense, in the league. So we're looking at, since they're going against another zone style defense, you got to say Jefferson is going to be a big play, especially with Bradbury being out, man. That's going to be definitely a play at captain. But I also have to say, I believe Hawkinson is going to be huge at captain in this game. This is also leading up to being, I think Hawkinson, how many targets did he have last game? Yeah, 9 targets. Yeah, great. So, he could end up having 12 targets in this game, to be real. Yeah, just the safety being gone, one of the safeties being out, man, and one of their best safeties being out at that. They're going to send Hawkinson deep down there into that middle area, into those safeties, as well as they're going to send Jefferson, so I'm definitely looking at Hawkinson and Jefferson. It is leading up to also saying Cousins is possibly a captain play here. Because if his two best, strengths of his offense are going off, he's having a great game. So yeah, I'm definitely leaning to these three being captains. Besides that, we're looking at flex here, plays where it's looking like, I believe the run blocking, I believe it, like, man, did it lean more towards Minnesota or not? Can't remember. Let me just check again just to make sure. Maybe it wasn't at all then. I guess it was just Philly side of things. I thought it was leaning towards, wait, let me see. Oh no, it does. Yeah, it leans towards Minnesota. So Minnesota run blocking is supposed to, outbeat, Phillies in this game. So you got to toss in Madison because of that reason. And like I said, since they are in heavy sets of 21s and things like that, having a double back, full back like Ham in there, things like that, they could possibly be setting up to run, a little bit more this season. But besides Madison, you definitely got to throw in Addison. And who else do I want to say? Who am I missing here? Oh, yeah, KJ Osborne. He's in the slot. But I mean, like I said, he probably would be getting kicked out the game when they go into 21 sets. So I don't see a lot of people taking shots on him. But since he is in the slot, I don't see getting the best cornerback on him. So he can definitely get deep down the field on certain plays when they are in 11 personnel and hit. He had the same amount of targets as Addison, just Addison hit on a bigger play touchdown. And then besides that, might want to even toss, who I want to say, their kicker for sure. I think is a cool play. You can definitely do that. Vikings defense, you want to take shots there. You can try that. I seen Chandler Olive. Wait, let's see. I believe he had 3 attempts only, but he had a target. I mean, that's like a sleeper play there. Ty Chandler. I think down here, where I want to say Oliver, it's probably a better play than even taking Ty Chandler. Or even Ham. Like if they're gonna run 21, then that means he's probably in the game. It's a double back. So definitely I see Ham in the game over them having Ty Chandler in the game at the same time. But I definitely see Ham in there because they want him for blocking, pass protection, or something like that. And also Oliver possibly could sneak out since he did have 3 targets the first game, and that's pretty good for somebody that's only $800. So now getting into making this lineup, man. I'm thinking, man, it's got to be, man. Whew. I would say Eagles players, is cool because of the fact that it usually, even though they both have like the same amount of targets, mostly every game. Last season was only 8 and 8, but now getting 10, first game, we can get 10 and 10. That's amazing. They can definitely hit. I think they had 10-10 in the Super Bowl, and they both hit for like 20-something fantasy. So that's definitely reasonable for them to hit. I would like for Hurts to throw a little more than 33 times, though. And it just feels that, though, when Philly hits, like their receivers hit, it's usually one hits more than the other. So I'm going to say, though, for this game, I'm leaning to Hawkinson at captain, y'all. So I'm gonna go with Hawkinson, man. It just they got Hawkinson just for this type of game, man. These type of games right here. And Philly was already, their weakness was in the middle anyways with the linebackers. And now you're talking about a safety being out and a safety and linebackers being out, going against a tight end that possibly receives 10 plus targets. I gotta go with him. Cousins, of course. Then I'm rolling with Cousins because of that. I'm trying to figure out, do I lean Jefferson now? Definitely because Bradbury's out. Because I believe they line up. Let me see. That's a left side cornerback I just said. So with him being out the game, man, that's going to be crazy. Yeah, they line up Jefferson the most on the left side. So I guess I'm going to just go ahead and toss Jefferson in here for this one. I'm going to play Devontae Smith over playing A.J. Brown. Just think he possibly has the better game. Besides that, man, where else do I want to go here? Man, they're a run team, and since I don't have, enough money to get Hurts, I'm going to just go ahead and roll with Swift. Leaves me with 5,200. I got Osborne here, Eagles defense. Don't mind taking a shot there, too. I think I'm going to go with Elliott, man, and lead 1,000, though. So this is what I'm going to go with here, man. I feel like this could be really good. It feels good for a shootout, man. Like, it feels like I've got enough in here for a shootout. Maybe Philly gets stopped a few times, extra, and Elliott is able to kick in like maybe 2 to 3 50-yard kicks or something like that. And that possibly gives me 15 points if he gets 3 of them. But if he doesn't, he gets 2, I'm at 10, and possibly some touchdowns in there. It gets me to like 12. I think Swift possibly can steal a touchdown in this game, maybe break a big run. Also as well, I think his workload should be a little bit higher than what it was at least that first game, which should help me out a lot there. Besides that, yeah, Jefferson, you gotta have him, man. I just think the volume just too much not to even take a shot there with him. But I think Hawkinson just outplays him for this game because this game is just meant for Hawkinson to go off. And show why they traded for him last season and everything. But that's it, man, for the showdown, man. I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope y'all win some big money, man, this Thursday night. And good luck this week. Stay tuned for the final look at, this week's Sunday slate. Also, probably combine that slate with that video with some bargain buys and things like that, and sleeper plays for this week too. But it's your boy J Star. Good luck. I'm out. Peace.